Okay, we're in session in clause number 329122. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Joshua Levi Rowe. Mr. Rowe, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Rowe?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Rowe, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Burbank. Mr. Burbank, how are you doing?
Well, not good, Judge, because the court won't do what I want,
Okay.
but I'm doing fine, Your Honor.
Okay, then, well, that's good. The court is going to follow the law. Now, Mr. Mr. Burbank, what is your announcement in Mr. Rowe's case?
Your Honor, this offer was made by the other prosecutor in this court. I believe he's tied up. I'm asking for a 30-day reset.
Reset,
And,
okay.
We can get this rectified or remedied,
Okay,
to take care of it.
okay. We'll give you a reset. Mr. Rowe, the attorney's going to get your reset. He's going to get your reset for you. Just stand on the forex. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
You do, Your Honor.
I see.
All right.
And I'll let you know. What we got.
All right. All right. We're in session in four cases. First case is clause number 324118. Second case is clause number 324120. Third case is clause number 325074. And the fourth case is clause number 328076. All four cases are styled the state of Texas versus Gilbert Wayne Valdez. Mr. Valdez, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Valdez, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Valdez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Valdez, you may put your hand down. Mr. Valdez, you here represented by your attorney, Mr. Tom Burbank. Mr. Burbank, do you waive a record in Mr. Valdez's cases?
We do, Your Honor.
Mr. Valdez, in cause number 324118, I have before me an information that alleges that on or about May 7th of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Mr. Valdez, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Okay, Mr. Valdez, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments, which is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Valdez, there's a set of initials, GV, next to your attorney's initials, TB. Are your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification to Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature above the line that's
Yes, sir.
titled Defendant?
Yes, sir. Yes, my
There are
sir.
2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Second box states that you are waiving your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Valdez, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature down here on the line that's titled Defendant?
My signature, sir.
And prior to signing and initialing these documents that I've just mentioned, did your attorney, Mr. Burbank, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir, he did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir, understand everything.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishments. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 and State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection, states 1 and 2. Your
No
Honor.
objection, States 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Burbank, you've advised and counseled Mr. Valdez in this case. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No,
Mr. Valdez, your attorney, Mr. Burbank, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, I am.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
That's so far.
Okay. Mr. Valdez, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for 60 days jail with credit for time served, tax and retire the court costs, and that's to run concurrent with cause number 324120. And the state is dismissing cause number 325074.
Okay, Mr. Valdez, the state is offering that you serve 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you would not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 60 days in jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case is $337, but you will not have to pay the court cost because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. And the state will be dismissing cause number 325074. You have to put CC with the other case. It's not on here. And this case will run concurrent with cause number 324120. Mr. Valdez, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I do.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir, it is.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I accept.
Okay, Mr. Valdez, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Valdez, we'll move on to your next case, which is cause number 324120. And Mr. Valdez, I have before me an information in this case that alleges that on or about May 7th of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of interfering with public duties. Mr. Valdez, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Fair and just, yes, sir.
Well, let me do this here. I'll back up. Mr. Valdez, to this charge of interfering with public duties, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
Okay, no contest.
And are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, Mr. Valdez, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishments. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Mr. Valdez, do you, gonna have to change this. It's a Class B. You got it as a Class A on the paperwork.
Not the last case, Judge.
Oh. All right, now, Mr. Valdez, I have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishments. Mr. Valdez, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Valdez, this document on page 1, it states that this is a Class B misdemeanor. The range of punishment for Class B misdemeanor is confinement in jail for term not to exceed 180 days, a fine not to exceed $2,000, or both such fine and confinement. Do you understand the range of punishment for Class B misdemeanor?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, on page 2 of the same document, Mr. Valdez, I have before me set of initials on the line next to a box that's checked no contingent. Are these your initials next to your attorney initials, GV?
Yes, sir. There are.
And on the next page, the third page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
That's my signature, yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
That's mine.
There are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box check states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Valdez, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir, it is.
And Mr. Valdez, prior to signing and initiating these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir, he did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir, I
And
understand.
is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishments like the offer States 1 and State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit.
Yes, Your Honor.
No objections to states 1 and states 2. Your Honor.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. And Mr. Burbank, you advising counsel, Mr. Valdez, in this case as well. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Valdez, your attorney, Mr. Burbank, has advised and counseled you in this case as well. Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
And are you satisfied with his services?
100%.
All right. Now, Mr. Valdez, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
The agreement is for 60 days, county jail with 60 days credit, tax and retire the court costs,
Okay,
and that is to run concurrent with cause number 324118. And the state is dismissing cause number 325074.
okay. Mr. Valdez, the state is offering that you serve 60 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you would not have to serve any more time in jail in this case because you've already served 60 days in jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case is $337, but you will not have to pay the court cost in this case because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. And this case will run concurrent with cause number 324118, and the state will be dismissing cause number 325074. Mr. Valdez, do you understand the state's offering?
Yes, sir, it do.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir, it is.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Valdez, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Valdez, please stand on the X next to your attorney, and you're gonna follow the directions of our court clerk. Before you leave, you'll be given a copy of your dismissal in cause number 3250074. And it's my understanding that cause number 328076 is being reset.
Reset, Judge, so that they can get a hold of the complaining witness. There's some issue of whether or not they're going to proceed with that case or not.
Okay,
But if not, we'll be able to take care of it either way.
okay,
So
okay,
if we can get a 30-day reset on the same as the one before.
okay. Just the
in
court
case we may
coordinator.
need to come back.
Okay, the court coordinator give you a reset. Now, Mr. Valdez, be signing your dismissal momentarily.
I be excused, Your Honor.
Yes, you may be excused and you have a blessed day.
We're gonna get a reset.
Where's the dismissal? Oh. No, I'm looking for it on the dismissal. You did it?
Y'all got it?
Let me try it again. Yeah, it's not on here.
You get the other ones also
You know what?
for Osmond?
It
or-
was up there before, because I saw it. Valdez and Gilbert.
Have a good day.
Valdez, you don't have it?
That's for your record, okay?
Okay. And we'll do all-
Okay.